Hey everybody, welcome back to the Film Fan Club. Sam Carrico here with a brand new movie news dump for September 26th, 2017. Kingsman: The Golden Circle took first place at the box office this weekend. The film brought in $39 million, just a smidge more than the first film's $36 million opening weekend in February 2015. Kingsman 2 bumped Stephen King's It out of the first place spot since it opened a couple weeks ago. This weekend it added an additional $29 million to its overall haul. The Lego Ninjago movie opened in third place this weekend with $20.5 million. American Assassin was in fourth place for its second weekend, making $6.2 million. Finally, the very divisive word of mouth didn't really seem to help Darren Aronofsky's Mother film at all. The movie goes from number 3 to number 5 in its second weekend. With this additional $3.2 million, its domestic total currently sits at $26 million. I finally saw both Kingsman 2 and Mother. I'll have reviews up on the channel this week. After Terminator Genisys disappointed a lot of fans in 2015, people were skeptical of a new installment, but we now have some news that's reinvigorated excitement. According to The Hollywood Reporter last week, actress Linda Hamilton is returning with James Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger for a new Terminator movie to be directed by Deadpool's Tim Miller. Hamilton and Schwarzenegger will be reprising their roles from previous films, while Cameron will be serving in a producer role while leading a writer's room that also includes Tim Miller, David Goyer, Josh Friedman, among others. Schwarzenegger most recently appeared in 2015's Terminator Genisys, but this is really the first time that Hamilton and Cameron have been involved since T2 in 1991, so it definitely makes sense that this will be treated as a direct sequel to that and effectively ignore movies 3 through 5. Another interesting detail is that Sarah Connor and the T-800 won't be the only main characters. When talking about the new film, James Cameron said they're already, quote, starting a search for an 18-something woman to be the new centerpiece of the new story, end quote. So I can imagine we'll get plenty of sequels if this does well. No release date's currently set, we'll let you know when we get more details. We have some more information regarding next year's X-Men spin-off, The New Mutants. When talking to Variety about the film, Fox CEO Stacey Snider compared the project to films like The Breakfast Club and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, saying, quote, when you look at films like Deadpool or Logan or the upcoming New Mutants, you'll see they have their own personality. Great effort has been put into making sure they're differentiated. In the same interview, she explained what makes it different from other superhero movies, quote, the genre is like a haunted house movie with a bunch of hormonal teenagers. We haven't seen a superhero movie whose genre is more like The Shining than We're Teenagers, Let's Save the World, end quote. Personally, I really like the approach of differentiating each X-Men movie from one another. That's really worked for them so far. But to compare this project to movies like The Breakfast Club and The Shining sets some pretty high expectations. Plus, those are all really radically different movies. It'll be interesting to see how The New Mutants is able to combine elements of all those into an X-Men film. The movie comes out April of next year, so we don't have to wait too long. In some local news, Tulsa's upcoming Outsiders House Museum is having yet another piece of memorabilia from the classic film added to the display. Danny Boy O'Connor, who bought the iconic house early last year, told KOKI last week that he recently acquired parts of the original fountain used during the filming of The Outsiders in 1982. The fountain was a prop created exclusively for the movie by someone locally. After getting in touch with him, O'Connor got these pieces of the original fountain, which he now plans to rebuild and display in the front yard of the house. This is just the latest addition in Danny Boy's quest to preserve the Tulsa landmark. He had a fundraising event for the museum at Circle Cinema over the weekend, and a GoFundMe's been set up if you'd like to help it become a reality. We'll put a link to that fundraiser in the description of this video. Well, that's your movie news dump for this week, guys. Thanks so much for checking it out. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, I appeared on the most recent episode of Opinions Like A-Holes. It's a podcast hosted by Hilton Price and Michael Zampino. They're a couple of really fun comedians here in Tulsa, so make sure you check that out on just whatever podcast app is your favorite. You can type in Opinions Like A-Holes and you can probably find it. Again, check that out. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well while you're at it, at Samuel D. Carrico. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.